Hi, my name is Zai, and this is how I play Quake Live. I need a great mouse to keep up with the Twitch precision style, so I'm testing mice to see which one is the best, but there are some key things to remember when looking at mice. There's no such thing as perfect, and we all want different things. The idea is to find the one that's most suitable to you. And a special thank you to Mwave for sending me this mouse for review. Their staff are gamers, so they stock a lot of gaming mice, pads and other products. Definitely check them out if you're from Australia. And supporting them will support this channel too, so that's awesome. Now this is the Dream Machine's DM1 Pro, an ambidextrous design with a PMW 3310DH optical sensor, Omron switches for buttons, and it weighs about 88 grams. Those are the four most important factors when deciding what mouse you want: shape, buttons, sensor, and weight. But how you prioritize those depends on the games you play. We'll start with the four main points before getting into the extra details that may influence your choice. First, the shape. It's important to know your hand size and grip style for this. My hand is about 18 cm base to tip, and about 9 cm across from the thumb to the knuckle of the little finger. This is a small to medium mouse, but there are several things to look at here. The buttons have a steep slope, which makes it less suitable for fingertip grip, but decent for palm and good for claw. And just a personal preference, there are no comfort grooves in the buttons. I would have liked some. The hump is more toward the back, meaning it's more comfortable for claw and fingertip grip. Between the thumb and fingers is 5.6 cm wide, that's the grip width. And from the edges of the mouse feet, meaning the parts that are touching the pad, it's 11.2 cm. This means the dimensions are close to a 2:1 ratio, which seems ideal for precision aiming. The back is 6.6 cm wide, giving your hand plenty to rest on, and the front is 5.8 cm. A safe shape is one that allows for multiple grip styles, one that doesn't dictate exactly where you put your fingers. I would call this a safe shape, as the edges are quite flat with small curves. There are subtle ledges on both sides, which help when you're picking it up. Overall, this could suit people with hands between 14 and 19.5 cm. But this is just a rough guide, as everyone is different. 14 to 17.5 cm should find it comfortable for palm grip. 15 to 19 cm, most likely good for claw grip. And 18 to 19.5 cm should be okay with fingertip. It is 88 grams as I mentioned earlier, and the weight feels evenly distributed, which is great for balance. Moving on to the buttons, here is a listen to the clicks. The left and right buttons are Omron switches, which are preferred for mobile, but they're also good for FPS. Mouse 3 is very low, and it's hard to press in. The scroll is 24 steps, a bit soft, without much tactile feedback. While that may not be ideal for weapon changes and jumping, it is great for browsing and scrolling. The side buttons have a small amount of travel, which feel responsive and should be good for most uses. The DPI button is located on top, and doesn't seem to get in the way at all. There have been no accidental clicks for me so far. I can achieve a score of 187 milliseconds in the human click speed test, which is about the same as my favourite mouse, and I can also get my usual 72 clicks in 10 seconds. These are not scientific tests or accurate, they're just general indications. Overall, a solid performance, and the buttons should be good for all game types. Now let's talk about the implementation of the 3310 sensor. There is a lot of mouse testing going on out there, with a lot of machines giving you really good statistics. I'm going to give you the human tests, so you know if the sensor performs well in game for human hands. I use Quake Live because I am most familiar with it, and after playing for over 17 years, I can usually figure out if the mouse has a problem, or if it's just something in the game. Starting off with rocket jumping, this is a very simple test, but a good indication of how well the mouse performs in general. And moving the mouse across the pad as fast as I can't make it spin out. That means it's great for low sensitivity players, and I've tested it at all levels of DPI. In the sniper test, I zoom right in to FOV1, and then I do pixel by pixel movements, starting with 400 DPI, and this is tracking well. Speeding up a little, we see that it's quite smooth. Now doing the same tests at 800, 1600 and 3200 DPI, and adjusting the sensitivity accordingly. Each is good, and I've tested it on a range of pads. So high and low sensitivity players should have smooth aim. Testing for acceleration and deceleration, I'm going to move the mouse across the pad very quickly, then track back slowly. And this mouse has returned close to the position, meaning it does not have any acceleration or deceleration. Some people say that no matter the sensor, there is some acceleration, but it's so small, I don't think it's going to affect us in-game, so it's really nothing to worry about. The liftoff distance is tested with DVDs, which are about 1.4mm thick, first trying on top of 2, and we see no movement. On 1, there is movement. That puts the liftoff distance between 1.4 and 2.8mm, which is very low. There is no easy way to test delay between movement of the mouse and on screen, but going by feel, this seems quite responsive. In the line test, we see no jitter, no angle snapping, and no skipping. The liftoff movement is well controlled, and there is no sensor rattle. This is a great performance as expected of a 3310 sensor. Another important factor is build quality. I use too many mice to comment on durability, but I can give an indication of how well it's made. When shaking it, there is a very light rattle, which appears to be near the lens, as when holding all buttons and the cable, it's still there. When tapping it, the scroll wheel does shake a little, but these sounds are very common on most high-end mice and shouldn't cause any problems. All surfaces are rubberized, which may not last as long as plastic, and you can already see my fingerprints on this one. But they feel amazing to use, and they're definitely a favorite of mine. The texture might be a little slippery for some people, but the safe shape should allow them to still use it. The cable is 1.8 meters long and a slightly stiff braid. I would have preferred smooth, plain rubber, but in a mouse bungee, it's been no trouble. There are 3 fairly large mouse feet, 1 on the front, 2 on the back, and they glide smoothly over the pad. They shouldn't wear out too quickly, but there is a replacement set in the box. There is no software for this mouse, so the buttons can't be reassigned. There are 5 DPI settings, each with the color attached, and only in breathing mode. 400 will give you red, 800 blue, 1600 green, 3200 pink, and 5000 orange. So they're the important factors of the mouse, but now for a personal opinion. Can I aim with it? In the 3 main aim styles, I found it was great for rapid fire, projectile, and for sniper weapons. And most importantly, I enjoyed using it and think it would suit a lot of people. I'd recommend this mouse for RTS, MOBA, and FPS games, and for general use. It's a top mouse and I'd definitely use it in competition. It's fairly pricey, but it belongs with the other premium mice, although I think it would benefit from having software. Final thought, a great mouse, belongs in the top 10, maybe even top 5. I did the tests on several mousepads including Glorious G-XXL, Razer Goliath Speed, and Zowie GSR. But being a 3310 sensor, it should be great on most mousepads. Hope that helps. If you want to support the channel, you can buy this mouse using the Amazon links for overseas. And of course use the M-Wave links for Australia. Again, big thank you to M-Wave for their support. Subscribe for more mouse reviews and gaming videos. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook for small updates. And if you want a mouse recommendation, please visit my website and use the search. So thanks for watching, like this video, and I'll catch you in the next.
Last standing. Impressive. Blue wins the round. Accuracy. Accuracy. Excellent.